Remember when I told you that these crazy middle-aged woke Karens who are probably fat and ugly that have nothing better to do will not stop at video games, will not stop just at No Mercy, adult, not safe for work games, but they are collectively coming together, pun intended, after our video games and entertainment. And who are we talking about? Yes, Collective Shout, who are still privated on their X account because they were being bombarded by people who are coming together saying that they disagree with their sentiments. And remember, these are the people that defended Cuties, which is actually crazy. Now they are coming after other games as well. I talked about it before. They are not going to stop just at not safe for work games that are, I guess, in a way trying to protect women and children, using this as a Trojan horse, because they are actually trying to get rid of everything that they consider not good and not safe for work as a whole. Adult games are only the beginning. Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row reportedly at risk of being delisted by payment processors. Over the last few weeks, payment processors have been pressuring digital storefronts like Steam and itch.io to remove adult games. However, according to Zoom platform, this controversial delisting campaign could go much further. A representative told Gaming on Linux that during conversations with payment processors, titles like GTA, Duke Nukem, and Saints Row were described as potentially at risk, confirming worries that adult games aren't the only target of this campaign. So anything that has to do with female violence, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, games like GTA 5, potentially even GTA 6, Saints Row, Duke Nukem, anything that has, I guess, an ounce of violence towards women, sexualization of any kind. Now, granted, these are all adult games that they're targeting, but let's say Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter in general, that's a teen game, right? So are you going to have games that are going to exclude women because these crazy woke Karens don't have anything better to do? Probably. I think they're going to start at the low-hanging fruit, such as adult games and games that potentially have any kind of sexual theming or any type of a sexual, I guess you would say, sexual elements to them, right? So we're not sure what's going to happen, but they went after No Mercy first. They went after a bunch of adult games that are on Steam and itch.io. Now they're going after AAA titles such as GTA 6. But this isn't their first rodeo when it comes to trying to get GTA deplatformed, delisted from their Steam or their, I guess, stores online. They've gone after GTA 5 in the past. Zoom platform was also urged to take down not safe for work games with controversial themes, but explained that it has no plans to remove any titles and is instead exploring alternate payment options, one of which is a wallet system, which will allow users to add funds to their account and spend them on all of our products. Similarly, GOG is refusing and instead made several adult games free for 48 hours based GOG. There was 13 games. Postal 2 was one of them. Honey Pop, a bunch of other adult games. But the thing is, this is the start. This is how it ends, right? It's because if we let these crazy people get their way and they win, saying that, oh, this is a movement trying to protect children and women, and a lot of people in potentially power, such as politicians, might be okay with it, is because, oh, you're trying to protect women and children? All right, I'm going to sign this in. Here's millions and millions of dollars to your cause. And that's how it starts. It starts just a little bit, right? And it's death by 1,000 cuts. You basically have these crazy people online saying that we're trying to help make the world better. Aren't you a Catholic or a Christian? Aren't you guys against this type of stuff? Aren't you guys against pornography and all that kind of degenerate stuff? And then it sort of puts people at a uncomfortable situation where they would have to say yes, because if they say otherwise, they will be deemed as a person that is not good for society and would potentially even get canceled. 10 years ago, Collective Shout campaigned against GTA 5. Payment processors first took notice of adult games on the storefronts because of Collective Shout, an Australian political group that stands against objectification of women in media. Founded in 2009 by feminist anti-pornography activist Melinda Tankard-Reist, it has launched several campaigns against video games over the last 2 decades, most notably GTA 5. In 2014, it claimed that Rockstar's open world sandbox encourages players to brutally murder women for entertainment, calling on the game to be banned. This is where it starts, because this didn't work. It didn't work at all. They tried to talk to Rockstar, hey, you have to stop this. You can't do this, right? This is actually really bad. And it didn't work. So they went to the payment processors, and that didn't work because I don't know, Rockstar, AAA company, has a lot of funds. But what happens if these losers go after indie studios, small development teams? They will potentially not have anything that they can fight back against these, I'm going to use the term again, losers and middle-aged ugly Karens, is because they don't have that much money. Not enough money that comes from investors like AAA games such as the Rockstar, Ubisoft, Nintendo, Microsoft, or anything like that, right? But if this happens, like they already went after Detroit Become Human, they went after a numerous GTA like games, right? So let's say if there's any GTA or maybe even anime that they don't like, or like gotcha games, this is just the start, and we can't let this happen. As a group is the driving force behind the delisting campaign, it would certainly make sense that any game it has previously taken issue with, like GTA, could be at risk. This has been a major concern since it discovered that Collective Shout was the one urging payment processors to take action. Players worried that the LGBTQ plus games would be taken down due to their adult themes, and titles like Duke Nukem would be targeted as they were already censored in Australia. They're trying to do this with UK. They're also trying to do this with the EU, and now with the US. Definitely going to be a little bit harder here in the US, but the thing is, if it goes the way it does, things could be banned in the future. Entertainment as a whole could be doomed if these people get their way, that is. While indie developers have little recourse against payment processors, billion-dollar corporations like Take-Two have far more resources at their disposal should their games be targeted. Regardless, this has only fueled concerns about the payment processors might take action, so it might take issue with beyond adult games. Yeah, so it's not just adult games. It starts with adult games, and then once it hits adult games, it's going to be action games like Stellar Blade, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, maybe even Last of Us, The Last of Us 2, an extremely woke game from, that's made by Neil Cuckman. But the thing is, that has adult themes, that has abuse, that has violence. But let's say, what about stuff that they don't like, right? Because according to MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal, their TOS basically says that they don't want anything that has to do with bestiality, minors in sexual stuff, like, sexual assault or anything like that, and the sexualization of women and anything that's illegal. But that is for real life things, right? Not fiction. We're not talking about fiction here. We're not talking about video games. We're talking about real life things, right? But if they're already banning stuff like this, and they don't want anything that they deem that's not, I guess, a TOS approved, what about Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones have almost everything that I listed other than bestiality, right? They have everything. So how is that okay? How is HBO Max? Well, because they are a billion-dollar company, right? So they have the money to fight and combat crazy woke lunatics like these women that have nothing better to do. But what, like, all the way to the bottom, and I said it earlier, AA companies and indie developers, they don't have that type of resource to fight against this. So I think that we need to voice our concerns. Like I said in the last video, we need to voice our concerns, do so without harassing them. Just voice your concerns, call representatives at Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, saying that you don't like this. Tell them you don't like this, and make sure that, like, you're not harassing them, is because that's not how we get our message across. So we need to collectively, pun intended again, come together and let people know that this is just video games. This is just movies and TV shows. It's not real life. It's not harming anyone. And remember, they tried going after this kind of stuff. They tried with the whole satanic panic, and they tried with the whole, Columbine shooting, saying that playing violent video games actually causes more male adolescents violence and gun violence, completely debunked. And the fact that that was completely debunked in numerous case studies and numerous sources, these people cannot go after gun violence anymore. Now the next thing is sexual themed, or anything that sexualizes women in a way that they don't deem that's okay for the public. I don't know, man. What would you guys think about this? Do you think that Collective Shout is a cause of this, or do you think they're a symptom of something much worse? Because I think that Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal are the ones that are monopolizing with their collective thinking, saying that, hey, we all agree with this, so we should all ban these games, or we're not gonna, if you don't ban these games off your platform, we're not gonna be able to allow you to use our payment processors. But yeah, sound off in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe to this channel, and we will see you guys next time.